Some of y'all need to stop doing your own research and start doing someone else's. I guarantee you that some of the people that are going to need to hear this have already swiped away. So for those of you that are sticking around, I want you guys to learn how to learn someone else. Research is hard. That's why the people that do it are the kind of people that have been sticking around universities for so long that they look like the nerdy version of Van Wilder. If you are going to be self-sufficient in the media environment, you have to learn how to do good research. And what that means is I'm going to give you the simple high school version of this. What you really want to think about is the advanced version of this. In order to seriously hold an opinion or belief, you have to be able to prove beyond a shadow of doubt that there is a high likelihood of it. You're never going to be able to prove anything down to an absolute. Now, you know what your opinion is. You need stuff to back it up. So you need to go out and find sources. There's different kinds of sources. Primary sources, secondary sources, even tertiary sources. Primary sources are the original data information. Secondary sources are sources that take that primary source and create some kind of interpretation or add more to it. Tertiary sources are the ones that take that original information and the secondary sources and add even more emphasis and analysis to that. You want to first go to the primary sources. If you understand the data, you can make research off of primary sources, but you want to be very careful. Anytime you want to make information or opinions off of primary sources, you want to have at least one or two secondary sources to back you up, right? Take those secondary sources that agree with your opinion, break them apart, and talk about what makes them a good source and why you think that conclusion that they're supporting can be drawn from the data that you have in your primary source. Then you want to look at what makes that secondary source bad. Look at the biases, look at the mistakes they might make, and point those out. Point out the things that are missing, point out the holes, point out the missed arguments. And then you go back and make your own argument on top of it. You don't just take from the secondary sources verbatim. You use that information to support your own conclusion. And lastly, you want to find the counterfactuals. You want to find sources, secondary or primary, mix of both, same thing. They go directly against what you're saying. That information needs to be good. You can't just find a straw man. And they're going to do the same thing. Take the primary argument, figure out what it is. You also need to go through your counterfactuals and you need to look at what they are saying that might actually be true, that might actually be supportive. You want to find the good and the bad with every single one of your sources, whether they're for or against your argument. And you want to draw your conclusions and you want to talk about how the arguments against your original argument have efficacy and value. Now, this is a lot of steps, but I'm saying this for a reason. I've run into a lot of people who don't know how to do their own research. And this isn't a nitpicking thing. If somebody wants to present a conclusion, you have to be able to test that conclusion. This believe what you want to believe style of discourse is not true. It's just not true. You need to be able to challenge each other's beliefs. There has to be a good response to the challenges. That being said, learn how to make good conclusions. I want you guys to get out there and improve your own research. Get out there and improve other people's research. And I guarantee you that you're going to have much better conversations if you learn how to talk about the research and the points and not just your opinions and feelings on the matter. And the most important point about research is that the real research is the friends you made along the way.